Hey everybody, it's Karen with Food and Family. I'm going to start my dinner this morning and I'm using my Instapot as a slow cooker, but I wanted to bring you along with me. I have some beautiful stew meat here. Isn't that gorgeous? And I got this at Aldi, y'all. If you have an Aldi, check them out. And but I want to get it going in my slow cooker, and I want this to simmer all day, because I want that to be as tender and fall apart as it can be. So I'm going to start it out on saute, but I want some onions to go in this. And I cut up a kind of a large onion, and I went ahead and peeled it, so y'all didn't have to watch me do that. Y'all, there's just a spot right there in the center that I'm going to take out. The onion is fine. It's just, looks like where it's trying to grow another onion. You know how it gets that, looks like peeling on the inside? Anyway, okay, so I'm going to slice this, and I don't want it in too thin of slices. I want to try to keep some of the integrity of the onions, because, you know, onions will cook down and cook away in a dish if you have them chopped real fine or sliced up real fine. So I want to get this in, and I want to get that sauteing. It'll pick up in just a minute. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in there. Excuse me. I just want a little bit of salt and pepper on it. More pepper than salt. And y'all know how I do my chuck roast. I cook them with brown gravy, and I just love it. So while that's going, I am going to season up my meat. And I'm going to put some salt on it. Now, y'all, you're just seeing what's on the top. That's not a lot of salt. That might be half of a teaspoon. And I'm going to put pepper, but I want a lot of pepper. I don't know, I just love pepper with brown gravy. I think it's delicious. So let's kind of mix that up a little bit. You know what? I think I'm going to be better off if I put this in a bowl. I'm going to put a little bit of flour. I don't want to. It's not like I'm frying it and I want a crust on it. I just want a little bit of flour, give it some browning, and it helps thicken the gravy. And y'all, I'm going to zhuzh up. I'm using a packaged gravy, but I'm going to zhuzh it up. I can make my own. Y'all have seen me make brown gravy so many times. But today I thought, well, let's take it easy. And we're going to do this in a slow cooker. We're going to have us a restful day. I've had a busy week. And I just want to take it easy. Okay, so that's coated, but as well as I want it to be. I want to get some tongs. I think I might want some tongs. Let's give these onions a good stir. I'm not going for caramelized. I just want them just a little bit sauteed. I'm not looking to brown them. Or even, you know, to get them tender, but I just wanted to get a little bit of cook on them. So let me let these cook for a minute, and I'm going to get them where I want them, and I think I'm going to take them out of this pan because I want to brown my meat, and there's a lot of meat here, and you don't want to brown it all at one time. You want to make, this will take 2 batches because it won't brown and give you that good caramelized flavor and color on the meat. So let me get this done, and I'll get this out of the pan. We're going to get this started, and I'm going to come back, okay? All right, I'm taking the last of my onions up. You can see I didn't get them browned. They're just getting tender, and I want to get them out of the pan. They've still got a long way to cook. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Y'all look at that. Now, that makes me think about my caramelized onion dip. And we need to make some of that again. I'm going to add a little bit more oil to my pan. Use your judgment as to how much you think you need. And we're going to start putting this meat in here. I don't need this anymore. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to put a nice little layer, and I'm going to spread it out. I just want a single layer in this pan. And I think I'm going to do this in 2 batches. Like I said, there's just more meat than what I want down in the bottom of this pan to get a nice, good, crusty brown on it. So y'all give me a minute. I'll get this going, and I'll be back with you once I get all this meat browned, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do next, okay? All right, I'm taking this up, and we're going to get the next batch going. And y'all, this smells so good already. And look, you just can't tell it, but it's just such a delicious looking coating on that. Let's put a little bit more oil, because the flour that we're coating this meat in is soaking up the oil. I want that little piece out of there. So we're going to get this next batch in and get it good and browned. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. And you know what? I think while I get this in here, and I didn't do it, and I wished I had, and I'm going to do it on this batch. Let's get it spread out here. Come on. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic powder. We can just sprinkle some right there on that, and it'll be good, y'all. Just getting in that oil down there that we're going to be using. Looky there. And you know what else I think I'm going to do? Why didn't y'all remind me to do this when I was making up that meat? I'm going to put some paprika. And if you want some smoked paprika, that'd be good too. All right. Yeah, about a half teaspoon or so of each. Whatever you want to use, it's up to you. Okay, so let me get this good and brown, and I'll be back with you, okay? I'm taking the last of the meat out of this pot. And y'all, it has such a delicious smell. And it is just wonderful. Now, there's gonna be, or I have, a lot of bits in the bottom of this pan. Y'all, don't get rid of those. That is flavor. So I'm gonna set this right here for just a minute. Y'all can look after that for me. So in this measuring cup, I have 2 cups of water. And I'm going to add 2 envelopes of a brown gravy mix. Now, again, as I said, I make my own gravy most of the time. Today, I just wanted to make it simple and easy. I've been busy this week, and I just wanted to have a little bit of a break. But I also have some brown gravy mix here. I just like to add this in. Y'all know I add the brown gravy mix, and it's getting to the bottom of my container, and I think that's all of it, y'all. Oh, but that's okay. It's going to be good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this into this pot. There we go. And this liquid from this is going to help release all those bits from the bottom of this pot. And like I said, that is just so much extra flavor. But what I forgot to get, y'all, is, and y'all know I use balsamic vinegar when I make brown gravy. Just a touch, and I mean a touch. That's enough. And to me, It just gives it a deeper flavor. Now, I've also used tomato paste. You can put a squirt of tomato paste in that pan before you add your liquid. Saute it around for just a minute. Kind of wake it up where it's been sitting, whether you have the can or the tube. I like the tube so I can just pop it in the refrigerator and I don't have to worry about it. But if you use tomato paste and it's in the can, what you have left, put it in a zip top bag, roll it down to the bottom and kind of make you a little log and roll it up. And that way, put it in the freezer. And that way, when you're ready for it again, just cut you off however much you need and it'll keep for you. I've done that many times. Okay, so I've got that going. Now I'm going to add this meat and these onions back to this pot, and I wish y'all could smell this kitchen already. But we're not finished with this. So this evening, when Pop gets home and we're ready to have dinner, and I get ready to finish this up, I'm going to have some mashed potatoes. And I'm going to serve this over some mashed potatoes. But toward the end, right at the end, I'm going to add some frozen peas and carrots. And I'm just going to throw a handful in, a couple of minutes, and they're going to be ready. Because that's all it takes for them is just heated. I think I've got some frozen peas and carrots. Anyway, let's get this going. I'm going to put it on slow cook and make sure it is sealed. It's not going to seal up like it's pressure cooking. So I'm going to put this on, I think I'm going to drop it to like 7 hours on low. And we're going to let this cook, and I'll check it throughout the day. And but if it don't get tender enough for me, I'm just going to pressure it just a few minutes before I put the peas and carrots in. All right, so I'm going to see you back this afternoon before Pop and I have our dinner. Y'all have a great day. All right, y'all, Pop's home, and I'm ready to pull this dinner together. This has been simmering all day long. So it's been going about 10 hours. And, y'all, I tasted of it, and it tastes so good. So we're going to remove this lid. Now, I turned this on saute, and I told y'all I was going to put some peas and carrots in it. Well, I don't have peas and carrots. I thought I did. What I saw in my freezer was the mixed vegetables for soup, but I do have some frozen peas. So we're just going to throw a good handful of those in here. And it's going to be delicious. Pop likes these little green peas. That is probably his favorite thing. So just a good handful. And that's cold, y'all. So let's stir that in. Where's my... Well, we're going to serve it with this. So that looks so pretty down in there. Yeah, and it don't take long. I told you, once this hits the heat, a pea escaped. We can't let that happen, can we? Once it hits the heat and gets warmed up, they're done. But I wanted to finish up a couple of things. I've got some green onions that I cleaned up. I've got a cucumber that I peeled. I love the English cucumbers. And I've got a jar of olives. I love olives, y'all. But I have some of these little Campari tomatoes. And y'all, these are the best little things because it's not tomato season. But these little tomatoes, like a cherry tomato, they're pretty consistent as far as being delicious throughout the year. So I'm going to cut some of those. I just cut them in quarters. And but I want you to look at the inside of this tomato. Isn't that beautiful? Y'all, This is so good. This smells so good. Okay, so I want to make a plate. And you know, when he comes in, we'll make him one. So I want to go put a good mound of mashed potatoes. I put salt and pepper in them. Of course, you know I put salt in them and lots of butter. So let's put a good spoon of this stew meat and gravy on top of this mashed potatoes. Looky there. Isn't that beautiful? So we want some tomatoes. I want a green onion. I want some cucumbers. And I'll come back and get my olives. Let's try this while we're on here. This meat is so tender, and I want some of those mashed potatoes with it. Oh. That is melt in your mouth goodness right there. I hope you'll give this a try. And I'm sure you'll enjoy it. It's a simple meal. It's just something that you can put on in the morning. You can actually have your beef browned up and your onions the night before. Put them over in your slow cooker. Use the Instant Pot slow cooker, but put it in your slow cooker and put your gravy mix over it. And just let it simmer through the day while you're at work, at school, and you'll have a delicious meal when you come home. So, but I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm glad you joined me today. I love having you in my kitchen, but I hope you'll remember and think about, we have 2 cookbooks. We have Volume 1 and Volume 2, and I hope you'll check them out on my website, KarenJonesFoodAndFamily.com, and I hope you'll think about purchasing one, because I really think you'll like it. Now, this recipe is not in there, and it's more of instructions than it is a recipe, but I may try to put it in the next cookbook. I'm getting the ideas together for Volume 3. So anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm so glad you joined me today, and I hope you're going to come back soon. Please like, share, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget, hit that little notification bell so you'll know when we post another video. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you soon.